the Spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. Do you know what happens if you're disconnected with God? You become lost. And who do you follow if God is not there? Either yourself or the spirit that runs this place. His name is Satan. And now you're disobedient. You're following either yourself, your ego, or following the ways of the world. And you're blind to the truth. And you cannot see the difference. Romans chapter 3 verse 10. As it is written, no one is righteous. No one is good. Not even one. Wow. There is no one who understands God from then on. And there is no one who seeks God. You give sinners a choice, God and money, they will choose money all the time. Is it exact? Because we're built for that way. All have turned away, altogether become worthless, and no one who does good, not even one. So I hope we do get the sense that every one of us, born to this planet, is spiritually born dead. Godless, lifeless, forever disconnected, and no hope. We're on our own, like chickens without heads. We're running lost. Don't even know where to go. Ask every single one of these people in this world, even though they have all the money in the world, or they can probably do whatever they want to do, they're still empty on the inside. Because they're disconnected from the God that created them. Amen? Disconnected. Have you ever been disconnected? Do you know the sense of being disconnected? It's like being in an emergency and you cannot call 911. Right? Or what else? Give me some examples. Maybe, you lack money and all the ATMs are offline. Disconnected. Yes? You're alone at home. The internet's not working. Oh, that sends people in panic. Or you've just taken a nice picture and you cannot send it to your IG account. Does that make sense? Disconnected. You're alone and you're on your own with no one to help. Now today, that doesn't make sense, but in the future, in eternity, when you're alone and you're in hell, I'll be terrified. Why? Romans chapter 6 verse 23. Because the outcome or the wages, the penalty, the consequence of sin is always death. Amen?
Amen.
Disconnect. Besides lifelessness, it's disconnect with God. Next slide. So God, because we're no longer His, and we're disobedient, is angry in heaven. And man, because we're alone, we don't even know that God is angry and we're lost. Read Romans chapter 1 verse 18. The wrath of God, the anger, the absolute hot anger of God is revealed from heaven against what? All the godlessness and the wickedness of the people. People who suppress the truth. People who don't want to know the truth. And suppress them by their wickedness. Verse 19, very important. Since what may be known of God is plain to them, because God had made it plain to them. Verse 21, although they knew God, they know there is God, they know God is there, that God exists, and God is absolute, they still do not glorify Him as God, or give thanks to Him. In fact, their thinking became useless, futile, vain, and their foolish hearts are darkened. And although they claim to be wise, they are actually acting as fools. That's exactly the condition of humanity today. Absolutely disconnected with God. So who is God now? Me. I and no one else. Sin is S-I-N, self-I-N, nobody. Yes? People are acting on their own because now, because they don't have a God, they are gods to their own lives. Right? And God is angry. But because God is angry one day, they'll escape God. I met a lot of atheists, people who absolutely deny God in my face. And he said, I know who you are. And I don't care what you will tell me about God. Because as for me, I don't care about God. Not that they deny God, it's just they don't want a God in their life. Don't tell me what to do. I will drive my own life. I don't care what God thinks or what God says. And we have billions of people out there in the world whose God is their self, their I, and nobody else. Amen? That's why it's hard to bring people to church. People don't have time for church. They have time for everything else except for God. They don't want God in their lives, period. But one day you will encounter God. Where? At the judgment seat. Yes, Revelation chapter 20. Here's the future for all of us. One day, this is what John saw. This is the future now. Right? I don't know when. Maybe 2030, I don't know. One day, this world is going to end. And listen to John. John said, I saw at the end of the world a great white throne. And I saw him who was seated on it. And I saw the dead, great and small, famous, infamous, rich, poor. I saw everyone standing before the throne. And then the books were opened. And they were judged according to what they had done as recorded in the books. Wow, now that sends some goosebumps. You know why? Because right now, God is recording everything we're doing. Alright? This is not a selfie, this is actually our lives being videotaped. From the moment we are born to the moment we die. Every single act, every single word, everything that we do, even think or say, is recorded in that book. That book is evidence to our godlessness and wickedness. And it will be open, and God will judge us. You know what God will say? Guilty as charged. And then God will say, what is the punishment for this? Let's read on. Verse 14. And he sees death and Hades thrown into a lake. Wow, we're going to swim. There's a swimming party here. Not really. Lake of fire, brimstone. We love to call this hell. He saw every single one who did not pass the judgment thrown into a real place called hell, which is now another kind of death. And they will be there not just for a blip, but for all eternity. So what is the picture here? Next slide. At the end of the world, at the end of our lives, if you don't want God in your life, it's okay. But one day you still encounter God. Next time as a judge. And God will say, I gave you life, what did you do with it? Yes. I gave you life. What did you do with it? And you say, I misspent it, Lord. Then you don't deserve to be rewarded. You'll be sent to a place of punishment when everybody knows it's going to be painful. And we call that hell. That's the eternal disconnect with God. Period. That is supposed to be the story of mankind. And that's supposed to be our future. But that is not where the story ends. Next slide. God, knowing that we cannot do anything about this, takes the initiative to connect with man. Look at Romans chapter 5, verse 6. You see, Paul says, at just the right time, when we were still powerless, we were still unable to do anything about sin and our death and our condition and our judgment, God sends Jesus Christ to die, to take the place, and to pay the penalty of the ungodly. Amen? What is Good Friday about? Jesus' death on the cross. And that death is our payment for our sins. It's not payment, God's payment for our sins. Next slide. So Jesus comes and bridges that disconnect, bridges that gap on the cross. And so Jesus says in John chapter 14, verse 6, guess what, guys? I am your way back to the Father. I am the truth that you need to understand. I am the life that will give you a real connection back to the Father. And no one can be reconnected to the Father except through me. This may sound religious fanaticism, but not Allah, not Buddha, not Joseph Smith will ever connect us back to God. Only